So I just did this video on this topic in my group, my free coaching group for dog trainers, and I wanted to put this out there for you guys because it's a really important topic, and it can make or break a lot of businesses. And a lot of people right now during COVID are on the verge of, should I keep my facility? Should I get a facility? Do I need a facility? So here are my thoughts as to why facilities are not the most effective, efficient way to grow a business. First and foremost, I am not getting at you if you have a facility. I'm not saying you should drop your facility. I'm not, none of that. And this information is for people who are looking for a different way to do dog training, for people who, when COVID hit, looked around and went, whoa, okay, so this is not working. This is not sustainable. I need something different. For people who are tired of non-compliant clients, for people who aren't wanting to build a cookie cutter dog training business and be as broke as every other dog trainer who's out there. This is for people who really want to develop a business that has a system in place that doesn't rely on you 100% being there face to face in front of your client for an hour trading for their money. So if that's you, then this information is going to be relevant for you. So we're going to chat about a couple things. We'll talk about COVID, because that's a massive impact right now. But there's also a bunch of reasons outside of COVID why having a facility is not your most effective way of growing your business. But let's start out with COVID. So first and foremost, a lot of dog trainers with facilities, a lot of small businesses in general who are paying facility rentals went out of business when COVID hit. We don't know when COVID is going to look any different. There's, depending on what country you're in and what the regulations are, everything's different. Some people can be outside with clients, some people can't. Some people can be inside a facility with clients, some people can't. We don't know when that's going to normalize and look any different. It could stay like this forever. We don't know that, right? So a lot of dog trainers are losing money by keeping a facility and unable to go and do classes and unable to operate in there, but still having to pay their rentals on the facility. So that COVID is having a massive impact on whether you should have a facility or not. The thing that I'm going to encourage you to check as well is, does your insurance cover you for COVID related stuff? So if you have a facility and you're doing classes and you're using the facility, are you covered by your insurance? Some insurance companies don't cover that. Some, I don't know if they will or not. Go and check. Does your insurance cover you? That's one of the big things to think about. Now let's move on to the general reason why having a facility isn't a great way for you to grow a business. So when we're looking at financial stability in a business, when we're looking at smart financial decisions in a business and business acumen and knowing what to do from a business perspective, most dog trainers never got that education, because where would you get that education, right? That's why coaches like myself exist, because there's a big hole, there's a big gap there in that education. And so there's the misunderstanding around, how much should I spend on a facility? Can I afford a facility? And we tend to think, well, if I can pay it every month, then I can afford the facility. But a lot of trainers, and particularly a lot of trainers with facilities, live hand to mouth. And COVID showed us that when so many of those training companies shut down, because the income wasn't there to sustain that hand to mouth, month to month need. So a general rule of thumb around what you should be paying for a facility is about 5 to 10% of your annual gross sales. So that's before taxes, before your write-offs, your annual gross sales, 5 to 10% of that per square foot. So to put that into something that you can wrap your head around, a 1,500 square foot facility, your business should be making $300,000 a year, or 300,000 pounds, or 300,000 euros, or 300,000 Australian dollars, or wherever you are in the world. 1,500 square feet, your income, your gross sales should be $300,000 at a minimum. Not a lot of dog trainers are making that. Well, some of my clients are, but not a lot of dog trainers are making that. So if you're not making $300,000 a year, then from a smart financial perspective, having a facility is not realistic. Also, what a lot of trainers think is, okay, if I have the facility, then I can do the classes and bring in more people and then make more money up to the $300,000 mark. But here's the truth about it. When you have a facility, we keep the facility for group classes and one-to-one training. And group classes and one-to-one training is not the most effective and efficient way to get results for your clients. It's not the most effective and efficient way for human beings to learn. And that's a whole other video. And if you're interested, there's a button at the bottom of this where you can join my group. And I'm going to be talking about this in a video in there this week coming up about why group classes and one-to-ones are not your most effective, efficient ways to help your clients. But when your business is relying on group classes and one-to-ones and relying on you being there on the ground in front of your clients in order to make money, in order for your clients to get support from you, you don't have a scalable business. You don't have a business, you have a job. There's a cap on your income. There's a cap on how many people you can help. There's a cap on how many people you can fit in a class, how many classes you can have in a day, how many classes you can have in a week, how many hours you want to work. And even if you're adding in staff members, which we'll get to in a second, there's a cap on how much they can earn and how many people they can help. So there's always going to be a cap when you have a facility. That cap, especially with the rates that most dog trainers are charging, means you're never going to hit the $300,000 in order to be able to smartly and safely financially pay for a $1,500 square foot facility. You also have to find how many clients a month to fill those classes every 6 weeks, right? 6 or 8 weeks. That's typical for dog training classes. So how many people do you have to find every 6 to 8 weeks to fill all of those classes as you're trying to run in order to pay for your facility? There's also no system in place there, like I was talking about, for if you get sick or break something or have a family emergency or, need to be with an ailing family member or ailing dog or whatever number of the thousands of reasons that come up that mean that we can't necessarily be face-to-face one-to-one with our clients. And if any of that stuff happens and you don't have a business system in place, you're out of your income. You have to refund people. You have to reschedule sessions. You've lost that money, right? So again, like I said, you don't have a business, you have a job, because businesses have systems in place that mean if for whatever reason you're not able to show up and actually be there boots on the ground with your clients, your clients still get support, they still get the help, they still can get results, and B, you don't lose any money. And you can't do that if you're relying on group classes and one-to-ones and having a facility. Let's talk about staff for a minute. The dog industry is notorious for being hard to find and keep good staff. Part of that, I believe, is because the industry is unregulated. And so your really good staff members who have the knowledge and the skills that you're looking for in someone to trust with your business and your clients, why are they going to work for you for 10, 15, 20, 30, however many, dollars an hour you're paying when they can open their own business and be making 80, 90, 100, $150 an hour instead? People also severely underrate what it is to work in the dog industry, and they think it's playing with dogs all day long. And then they get started and they see the amount of work that it is, and they're like, yeah, no, I don't want any part of this, and off they go. So, staff, it's notoriously hard in the dog industry. And also, even if you luck out and you get the best staff, nobody is going to care about your business the same way that you do. It's impossible. There's not that same level of investment there. Right. And so your clients, they may be getting good results with, if you luck out, but they're not going to be getting the same results that they would from working with you. Right. Because it's just impossible for someone to care about a business that isn't theirs as much as you care about yours. And then what happens when staff get sick or staff need time off or staff decide they're going to go work at Starbucks instead, or then you are now in a position of scrambling to fill that spot or take on all of those classes and one-to-ones yourself again. Not sustainable. So this isn't just an all doom and gloom video. There is a better way to do it. And that's one of the things that my clients learn how to do and was learning how to do long before COVID, was how to build programs that don't rely on a facility, don't rely on group classes, don't rely on one-to-ones, don't rely on you having to actually be boots on the ground in front of your clients all the time. We still have human connection. We still work one-to-one with, face-to-face with clients. It just looks different. On an average, when you learn how to build a business this way, you start at about $100,000 a year for on the low end. And that's just you. No facility, no staff. And when I say just you, that's not you working 18, 20 hours a day, 7 days a week. That's you working 6 to 8 hours a day, 4 to 5 days a week. No evenings and weekends if you don't want to work evenings and weekends, and getting better results for your clients. Because again, I'll get into this more in the video, but when you're relying on group classes and one-to-ones, you're getting 4 times lower results than you could be getting with your clients. And you are contributing to non-compliance issue simply by the way information is presented for your human clients. So just you getting 4 times better results, 4 to 5 days a week, 6 to 8 hours a day, no evenings or weekends if you don't want them. Your overhead goes way down as well if you don't have a facility, when you learn how to set up your programs the way that I teach my clients to. So you've got no facility payments. You've also got way less of your time spent driving around in a car. That's one of the biggest complaints I get from clients when they first come to me, is how much time they spend in the car driving, and the wear and tear that goes onto your vehicles and the amount of dead time while you're driving. You're not capped on how many people you can work with. There's no cap for that. You can work with thousands of people if you want, or you can work with very small, intimate group of people if you want. You get to choose that. And you get to choose that based on things other than how much money you're making, right? You get to choose based on your teaching style and what kind of relationship you want to have with your clients and what kind of results and what behavior stuff you work with and all of that kind of stuff. So you're not capped on how many people you can help, and you're also not capped on how much money you can make. You can scale your business. If you don't know what scale means, it means that you can grow it exponentially without it being you're trading an hour of your time for $150 if you're charging $150 an hour. Most dog trainers are not when they first come to me. So that's my input on facilities, guys. If this stuff made sense to you and you're one of my people and you're going, oh yeah, okay, I want to learn how to do that, hit the button below, join the group, see what I'm about, get some free coaching. There's also links in the group to how you can get in touch with me. If you want to bypass the group, you can just go to my page, send me a message. Let's hop on the phone. Let's have a chat. Let's see how I can help you. Because dog trainers right now, you don't have to be paralyzed by COVID. You don't have to be not able to operate. There are ways that you can still do it. You just need some help learning what those ways are. So join the group. Send me a message. Maybe we'll be a good fit. Let's see. All right, take care. Bye.